God's Child YouTube channel. I am here with my co-host Candy Nelson, and
Okay.
tonight we're bringing you the title of Unveiling Life's Enigmas. And I assure you, there are plenty, and I mean plenty, of enigmas going around right now on this planet today. And I'm going to park that bus there, and we're going to pull the bus on out here in just a moment. So I'm going to ask what I always do. Candy, how are you doing this evening? Is everything going good with you? How are you healing and coming along?
Good. Face is still looking really good. So that's
It
exciting.
does look good.
Yeah.
Yes,
For
it
the
is.
moment. For the
For the
moment.
moment. That it does look amazing, though. You definitely are looking quite beautiful, my friend. So,
Yeah. Oh, I was I
as
was just looking back on some of my old photos, cleaning out old photos out of my phone book, and I'm like, oh my God, that poor woman. I'm like, oh, that was me. Wait a
isn't
minute.
it crazy when you see old photos of yourself or ourselves? It's mind blowing. I mean, I am not one to pity myself or feel sorry for myself, obviously. But I'll tell you what, there are times when I've looked back on those photos when I was a real huge mess. And just every open portion of skin of my body was a full live action lesion. And yet my whole family, the whole world couldn't see it, didn't believe it, didn't want to see it. But here I was clearly what looked to be dying, right? I mean, it's tragic. So I found, in for whatever reason, that moment to cry for myself. I mean, I had tears streaming down my face, looking at myself, thinking, "Oh dear Lord, how did everyone abandon me in a time when I looked like that?" It is absolutely heart wrenching, and it certainly makes you wonder, but it also makes you stronger in so many ways. Um, and Candy, you, like I've told everyone, this woman is a veteran as far as I'm concerned. She's been going through Morgellons disease for well over 20 years. You know, there are cases out there
You've been
where,
saying that for 5, so
there you go. Yeah. There are cases out there that, I mean, there's people that, yeah, the way I see this is this probably goes back much further than what anything you can find online or Google, that will tell you. But here's the deal, Bill. We find in this situation that one thing leads to another, and everything is connected on some level in one way or another. Because whether you first experienced Morgellons disease, or you saw something in the sky that shouldn't have been there, or you saw something on the ground, as in like a mountain or a butte or a bluff that shouldn't have been called that. In fact, it was a tree. I guess what I'm getting at is we've all found ourselves jolted into an awakening, um, to reality, to what I'd like to call reality, to where we see, hi Argo, to where we see the world through new and different eyes and truthful eyes, and it's almost like discernment kicks in almost, well, maybe not always immediately for some, but for me, mine was bam, 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 bam. Thank you, ma'am. May I have another? And you are awake and you're welcome. And it was a quite treacherous, almost tormenting moment in my life, because I went from this regular, everyday civilian, a mother of 4 daughters, working, paying the bills, going through the everyday mundane motions that we all go through, to all of a sudden getting sick with something I could not explain, and then seeing stuff in the sky, and then seeing on the ground, and then seeing in the trees, and then just plain up, straight up seeing. And I think, hello, Gator. Gator Sky is here with us. Um, the truth of the matter is, no matter what it is that jolts you into awakening, usually what happens is if you get extremely ill, this is my own opinion, it seems like those that are brought to their knees, whether it be a sickness or the loss of a loved one or divorce or just something traumatic and tragic and filled with turmoil in your life that leaves you literally on your knees and at the world's mercy, it's almost like at that moment you are literally hit with the discernment stick. It's like you're brought to your knees, and the next thing you know, you're climbing your way back up, you're standing and you're seeing the world through new and different eyes. Hi, James Wilson. How are you? I think James supposedly coming this way to see me again soon. That's what I heard. Gator, I also want to remind everyone to go look at Gator Sky Exploration. He's got some great, great things on there lately. I mean, well, he always does, but I mean, Gator, just wait till I'm going to show you tonight on this podcast right here live that I saw in the sky flying home from Oregon at 36,000 feet over the state of Nevada. Then on the 10th in Houston, and then today in Belleville, Texas. Things you cannot explain, but you know that something's going on. We're going to just leave that there for now. Candy, I'm going to let you go ahead and, excuse me. Sorry, I just got hit by not the discernment stick. That was a dummy stick right there. So I'm going to let you go ahead and tell us a little bit about the things that you've discovered recently, which is also an enigma in life, and your luck with the bin stores and products that you find and her healing process. So go ahead and, if you would, take it from here. And I'm going to pull up some video that I'm going to show everyone in a moment.
Okay. Well, first of all, I need to tell everybody I've got some type of virus thing on my phone. So
I did not mean to do that. I do not know. I didn't do that.
that's
So
okay. But
sorry, Candy.
even know, I'm just letting y'all know because it just happened and it just kind of pops up randomly and it is aggravating as heck. But anyway, it hasn't done it in about a month, and now all of a sudden it's starting to do it again. So it just did it. So it kicked me off for a second, and then I had to come back on again. So hopefully we can get through this without it doing that stupid mess. But anyway, if not, I might have to go on my computer, uh, my actual hard drive over there and pull it up. But anyway, hopefully it'll work. Anyway, so I was looking through old photos trying to clean out my phone because of this virus keeps popping up. So I'm like, well, let me go delete a bunch of pictures that I don't need that's been there for years. And I was looking through and it was kind of like I saw photos of myself and my skin and oh God, just the massive lesions and it messes with your mind because you're looking and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I survived that. And then you run across these other pictures of these things I found at the bin store, for like, I mean, pennies on the dollar. And I'm like, so it's like, so you see all these harsh things and then you see the positive things and it's like, okay, what to delete, what to save. Anyway, it's just been like very wearing on my psyche, so to speak, because again, when I look at some of those photos, I'm like, oh, that poor person. That I can't believe that that person endured that. Then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that was me. And then I think, I'm like, how could I be in the shape I was in? And then, like, my family and people that I care about not comprehend and understand that, my God, I went through mortal hell. I did it alone. I had no support from my family, my children. My husband, he loves me, but he still didn't understand, and I mean, I got more support because I was talking to strangers and I was telling other people, and there was certain people, God bless their souls, for the very first time I spoke to them, it's like, I believe you. If it hadn't have been for them, I would have had no support at all. As far as, well, I had my groups and I had my more jealous Facebook friends, but as far as personal contacts that I knew up close and personal, it's like the only way I got support was by speaking to people, because if I would have kept silent, I would have had no support as other than, again, my more jealous friends or people in Facebook groups. But as far as having personal contact with people, I would have never got that support if I hadn't have if I had to stop talking. I just kept talking and I kept telling people. And again, without those people. And I mean, I can just mention a few people by names, just first names only because I don't want to cause any harsh feelings towards anybody. But Tia, Daisy, I'm like, I'm so blessed, Tanya, just I just cherish those people because they don't have this. But from the very first time I told them, it's like, I believe you. If I
Yeah.
hadn't had that, I wouldn't have had nothing. I mean, so
Yeah.
again, your silence is not getting you the support you need. If you're not getting it
Well, in
at
the
home,
state of Texas, your verbal awareness and I guess volume level doesn't actually get you too far. And I do believe for sure states are not only divided but also very different. And I love that. I think I'm moving to Florida at this point. Just kidding. But I mean, I'm telling you, in the state of Texas, they have this mentality. If you're not from here, you're not part of it, period, especially in a small town community such as Sealy, Texas. I've lived here for well over 11 years. Still to this day, don't have any friends, don't know anyone, and nobody would ever listen. And you can put Facebook post after Facebook post after Facebook post with your truth and your discernment involved within it, and nobody
yeah,
is
but
going to
again,
click on it and
again,
say
I'm sorry, I got to interrupt you, but again, think about that night we went to Sprouts.
no, I totally agree, but I mean I was going there next. Yeah. So, but I mean when two or more are gathered in his name, he is there. And I guess what I'm getting at is, and plus I was saying small town, so I was dealing with Sealy, Texas first. But yes. So don't even know where to go from there other than what I was trying to say was, yeah, here in this town, and I say this because this is live on my own Facebook channel right now, or my page. I say this because you can keep your minds narrow, but if you happen to decide to make them a little broader, you might find yourself happier and blessed with the privilege of knowing other beautiful people that have knowledge and discernment to offer towards you. And they don't have to be right. Nobody said they were right, but you know what, they're good people. And I'm not just talking about me, I'm just talking about there's a world around you going on that it wouldn't hurt to listen, it wouldn't hurt to look. And again, on my own page, I guess is what I was saying is, my sister's lived here, well, all of her high school years. So, and she's good, they're going places, doing things all the time, blah blah blah. Am I invited? Nope, freaking never. Does it matter? Probably not. Am I bored? A whole lot of bored. Would I like to be part of it some days? And then other days I'm like, but could I have a conversation with them? Could I even understand what they were actually talking about when they're talking about tacos and cheese and Jose Cuervo, who is not a friend of mine, by the way. I met him once and it was tragic. I was hungover for freaking weeks. Okay. So, but what I'm saying is everyone and anyone should keep an open mind. That goes for doctors. That goes for states. That goes for any state in the US of A or any other continental origin. Keep your minds open. Keep your hearts even more open and loving, because it is not going to hurt you at all to learn something new today. I'm just saying, okay? Hello, Sharon. Sharon's here with us too. With that said, Candy, I'm just gonna get over that all that Texas stuff, because Texas is a very small little portion of the USA. Might be the largest, but it's a little insignificant at this point because we found ourselves in a world, well, huge diversity with no doubt, but a world of confusion, the land of confusion, as Genesis or what Phil Collins used to. Remember the MTV video, the land of great confusion, I think is what it was. I was really young then, but I think so. If you guys can look that up. Do you remember that?
Land of the Lost?
No, it was a song by Phil Collins or Genesis. I can't remember what name he was going under at the time. I think it was the Land of Great Confusion or something. He used puppets in the video. I mean, I think I was all like 13 years old, 12 years, somewhere in there when that came out. But I think back on that song and I'm like, dang straight, Gina. It is the land of great confusion, especially now, especially in the times that we're living in. But It can't be any more confusing when you're sitting outside as an investigator and you're just minding your own, but you're keeping your eyes on your subject's, little property there. And one night you just so happen to look up, just look up, and lo and behold, you see an unidentified flying, whatever the heck you want to call it, or in today's time, because Lord forbid you say U to the F to the O, because that's naughty, naughty, and you need a tinfoil hat in order to say that. Today it's called what is it called? An unidentified aerial phenomenon. So, which is the same damn thing, by the way, government. Just saying, chuck your ass because you're dumb. So yeah, that's what that is. The same thing. It's either unidentified and it's flying, or it's an aerial phenomenon, but it's the same dang thing. And guess what, folks down here on this earth, we're seeing it, and I happen to see it, not just that night, but many other nights. And I promised you guys I was going to show you a few things. Well, on my flight home, flying from Oregon, the state of Oregon, over the state of Nevada. Go figure. Guys, ever heard of Nevada? Is there anything significant about Nevada? Well, let me tell you what. Every time I fly over Nevada, coming home from Oregon, there's always significant about Nevada in that case, okay? I'm always seeing something. But this last trip, I saw a little something, something. So I'm going to share that. But it was strange because here's what's weird. From the 9th all the way till today, I have seen something every single day in our little atmospheric area up there that some like to say goes on forever, some like to say goes on just yay so far, and some like to say came from a big fart, and others like to say came from God, and I'm one of those people. But I've seen something every day, even up till today. And I'm going to start with one of them right now. But Candy, I'm going to go ahead and put you on the stage at this moment while I pull that up, okay? So if you don't mind, the stage is yours. And then in about 1 minute, I'll have it. Solo layout.
Okay, so anyway, she and I were like, we kind of try to pre-talk before we do this podcast because I don't get to talk to her all week long. But it's like, oh my gosh, my husband's been going through some stuff with his knee lately, and so it's like he's trying to get them to fill out paperwork so he can be paid while he's off of work, and he told them, he's like, I just want to get back to work, but in the meantime, I need you to fill out this paperwork. Well, the primary doctor couldn't see him, so he goes to an physician's assistant, and he tells him, well, I can't fill it out because I'm not your doctor. Well, so he finally gets to call the doctors, and the doctor's like, well, I didn't see you, so I can't fill it out. So the orthopedic doctor will have to fill it out when you go there. So he goes there today, and so the orthopedic doctor tells him, he's like, well, I'm not comfortable with filling this out. And he's like, dude, I just need to be paid while I've been off of work. And so it's like, so he's got good benefits. He's got a good job, makes good money. He wants to go back to work. It's not like he's asking them to fill out disability paperwork for long-term benefits. It's just a week or two that he's been off of work, and nobody wanted to fill out the dadgum paperwork. And I'm like, so what is the point of, and the orthopedic doctor told him today, he's like, well, you're in the wrong line of work. He's like, you're just going to because your age and all, you just need to find something where you don't have to do so much wear and tear on your knee. And he's like, I can't, I got to go to work. It's like, they pay me good. I got good benefits, but guess what? Got good benefits, but nobody wants to fill out the damn paperwork so you can get paid. So what is the point? It's insanity. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with these people? And then his primary doctor tells him when he goes there, he's like, oh, well, you're just dehydrated. Didn't even look at his blood work, didn't even look at his knee. So what the hell? I'm like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
This system, it just sucks, and it's like,
yeah, it's a bunch of crap is what it is. 100% absolutely crap.
yeah,
That's what I say.
he wants to get back to work, but so, he winded up getting a cortisone shot in his knee today. So hopefully they told him should feel better within the next couple of days. So hopefully it'll be okay. But we'll just have to see how
hopefully, right? Okay, I'm gonna try this, guys, and I am not gonna lie. It's it's going to be the same normal thing. It's like I always know what I'm doing. I start out knowing, but whenever I go to try something, literally something always happens. So I'm going to go for sharing the screen. So hold on just a moment. I'm going to do this first. This is what my screen looks like, by the way, coming up. So there you go. So then I'm going to go to here, and hopefully you guys can see what I'm, okay, so you guys can see this clearly, right? So this is me flying over, this is not me. This is a video of myself at 36,000 feet in a commercial airliner. Now, I was leaning against the window and something caught my attention out of the corner of my eye. And this is where we're at. Right in here. See that little black object there, right? So it kept blurring me out. Okay, that's neither here nor there, but hold on. I'm gonna go to the next one because I got all excited. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I'm looking again. I'm like, I'll be damned if you're gonna throw me out of focus. I'm getting you on camera no matter what. Now keep in mind, this thing came from straight up. Like I'm above the cloud line. And I watched it morph into what looked like a plane for a moment, and then what looked like a fireball for a moment. But this thing was above me, coming straight down. So straight down from the sky, I'm already above the cloud line in the atmosphere, okay? Already above that. And this thing is coming straight down. And then all of a sudden it just veers off into a straight line. Now keep in mind there was no airplane looking anything at that moment, at that time. Only until it veered off straight. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, I'm going to morph right now and make everyone think I'm an airplane because there happens to be a commercial airliner there. As you can see, this is it coming straight down from the sky area here. So here I was looking out my window. Of course, I'm zoomed in on this. There is no anything in front of this, only this blackness. And it, trust me, if I could have caught it the second I saw it, you would have been shocked. Because it was vertical, straight up here, straight up and down with like this V-shaped horseshoe looking whatever. And all this black dust, some would say meteorite, but whenever the thing like is coming down from up here, going down to here, and then all of a sudden goes straight, and then all of a sudden creates an airplane looking thing right in front of it where you clearly see not any airplane looking anything here, you know there's another thing coming. So going on from there, here's where you start to see it right in here, looking like it might decide to be an airplane, you know? So we've got a little bit of shape shifting going on. Okay, so we go on to here. And again, we're starting this again. Now we got a little bit of a tip there right here, right? Starting to look a little more like an airplane at this point, right? But still not quite. And keeping in mind, it came from straight up above and down, and then kind of goes like this, and then goes straight like this. And then all of a sudden, hello guys, I'm an airplane. Came way above the cloud line, which nothing should be up there because keep in mind, this is 36,000 feet right here. You're at 36,000 feet. This thing is coming from way up here, way up here. Okay, so I'm going to go on here. Oh, I got like all sorts of pictures, but just a moment, we'll get there. Because this thing, like, and this is, by the way, this is starting to go into Vegas here, and the terrain in Vegas is unbelievable. And if you can look at it, one would know that there's something up with Nevada, whether it be Area 51 or not Area 51 or anything else. Nevada's got some stuff going on. That's all I can say.
Hey, isn't that where they had the stand, the movie The Stand, that was like the final stand? It was in Nevada.
Well, yeah. Yeah, on top of that, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, that is, but I mean, on top of that, that's where, you know, the base is that nobody can seemingly get into ever. They keep it locked and hush hush. And all I can tell you is last year at the same time, last Christmas, flying home, that black thing that I just showed you also had, in that day, another thing looking straight like that. And I think if you guys go back to my videos, you will see what I'm talking about. If you go back, like, just scroll through the videos, go back to like Christmas of, 2022. you will probably see the same thing, but it looked that time, same blackness, but like a jet flying through. And I am trying to get back where I was, guys. Lo siento, por favor. Forgive me. So it's not going to load for me. But what I was going to show you next is how this thing actually morphed into looking as if it were an airplane, a airplane, as my little girl used to say when she was younger. So I'm going to stop the screen share here. That's just one of many. Now, anyone that knows, like, okay, so there we go with that one, right? Anyone that knows me knows I'm always looking at the sky. So that's the 9th. I'm flying home on the 9th. There I am, vroom, vroom. And then that very next morning, early on the 10th, I go back to work. And anyone that can look at the video just below this, there's a clear horseshoe in the sky. And if you'll give me a moment, I am going to pull that up. There was a clear horseshoe and all sorts of nonsense going on in that sky. But just a second. Hold on one second.
I saw that on your page. I was like, oh my God.
It's strange, is it not? Like, it shouldn't be happening. But I mean, that was okay. That's the 9th. Yesterday's the 10th. And then today, you're going to flip your wiglets as well, because once again, and then Miami, whatever's going on in Miami, by the way, keep in mind, that was the 1st. Well, then there's the 10th, and then Mr. MBB 333 is showing all this nonsense happening on the 10th with the sky in Florida, where Candy lives. Okay, so in Florida, all this stuff's going on. Well, keep in mind, Texas is just a hop, skip, and a jump from Florida. And on these same days that Mr. MBB 333 and several other channels are showing these things on that same day, I am looking up in the sky, and what am I seeing? Kind of the same stuff, but even more bizarre than what Miami or anything in Florida was showing. I mean, well more bizarre than that. It's just that nobody's seen it yet. So the horseshoe, yeah, that was pretty incredible and bizarre. But I mean, today was bizarre. I'm working, and I'm driving out in the middle of the country, flashes of light everywhere I look. And I'm like, what is going on? And I mean, I was like, I'll be damned if I can't get this on video. I finally captured it. So I'm going to show you that momentarily, if I can ever get back to where I need to be here. Wow, no, I can't, because it's not, yeah, no, I can, but I don't believe in I can. So hold on just a second. So I'm getting there. All right, and I don't know if you have anything to share right now, Candy, or not, but I'm going to get there, I promise. It's going to take a moment. Okay, no, that's the 6th. So we want the 8th through the, whatever today is, the 14th, right?
I don't know.
Today is the 14th, I think, right? I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm dazed and confused all the
I don't
time.
know. Days are nothing anymore, right? That's what I'm thinking. Hold on just a sec. I'm getting there, I think, here. Okay. I swear technology hates me, but it's only when I'm on here trying to do these things. So let's go to recents. Okay, I think we got this. Looks like I can do this. Okay, so I'm going to try to screen share again. Un momento, por favor. Where is my yesterday horseshoe shape? Here we go. All right. Going back to StreamYard. Going to present this screen. So just bear with me. Share screen, share screen. And here we go. Okay. Right now. So we're right here. This was yesterday. And I'm working yesterday. Obviously, I worked from the moment I got back.
That? Lisa, can you enlarge
just
that?
1 second. I'm trying. Just 1 second. In process of. Okay, so this was, okay, so I take that back. So this was the 10th. Wait, hold on. Today is not, yeah, it is. Today is the 12th. So I'm so sorry. It's not the 14th. So this is the 10th. So just keep in mind, every single day something happened. So here we go. I'm like just there over, and I mean, what the crap is this? What is this? this should not be there. And it
That's
was
not a
almost like a
cloud.
fluorescent glow.
Yeah, that's not a
Sorry?
cloud, that's for sure.
No, yeah, no. I mean, it gets better though. The sky was almost split, like a split screen sky with a sunburst and then a regular sky on the other side, which made no sense because the sun was obviously setting in the west as it always is, and in the east it was daylight, which I mean, it just you'll see here in a second. And excuse my French, and my French gets sometimes out of hand, but it is what it is. I mean, that is again in Florida, they were having similar things in the sky. Mr. MBB 333 just showed that. And what Mr. MBB 333 didn't know was, well, right here in Texas, a hop, skip, and a jump from Florida, that same exact day, this is what our sky was looking like. And again, this is deep Houston, but hold on a second. We're going to go a little further. I think here's the split screen. So, and this thing stayed there for a while. Okay, this is the earlier video, I think. So it was like getting dark on me as I was driving. I think this is when I first noticed it right here. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. So now hold on a second. I'm going to take you to the next. If I can get there. Recents. Okay. Because trust me, I record everything. I mean, there's nothing I don't record, as you guys can clearly see. But okay, so here's today. Okay, and by the way, you guys pay attention to the ground. These are the kind of things you're going to see sometimes that don't make sense either, but nobody pays attention, so that would be why. Okay, so I'm on this back road here, if it's going to come up at all. You make it big again. So this is just a few hours ago, right before I actually got online. I'm driving, and all of a sudden I see like this, and I saw, okay, so James Wilson, you guys clearly saw him on here. Well, one day I was taking him back to where he was going to meet up with his son, and we saw the shiny thing in the sky as well. So I tried to catch it, and I actually went home and I did the footage, and yes, I did catch just a glimmer of it. But this was the same type of phenomenon. So just keep in mind, there it is. You guys can clearly see it right in the middle of the screen. I mean, you can't clearly see it; it's very small, but I mean, it would just go in and out so quickly, and it's almost like it knew, just like every time I've ever tried to record, whether it be an unidentified or this or whatever, they always quickly disappear. It's almost like they know the second you have the technology to video record them. It's like they know. So of course I lost him there. Couldn't find him. So wait, hold on. Let's see. I'm sorry, that was not supposed to be shared. That was my daughter's. Right here. This was my second attempt at trying to catch it. I'm like, there, I know it's there. I see it. I clearly see it. So this thing tries to morph into what appears again. And you guys can look back on some of my other videos. I've caught the same thing before. It looks like it's trying to morph into an airplane. And again, though, it disappears, goes in and out too many times, too crazily possible, I guess, I should say, to at the speed of light at times for it to be, well, the technology we're informed of or told. So, but I mean, every single dang day since, well, even while I was in Oregon, it was just something nonstop, constantly. So you're going to see this here. It's pretty much doing just that, but it's going to bleep out here in a moment and literally shoot off into space. So there you go. That's what it did. So then I go down like 3 more miles down the road, and all this, it's almost like it was teasing me. So I see it again. So I immediately start video recording again. So there it is. But this thing this time was, it didn't try to morph into what looked like an airplane with wings or even a solid matter. It was just that a bright light in James Wilson. See, and it just what's that? See, so okay, watch this again. Sorry, watch that. Here we go. So it just bleeps out. Did you see that?
That was crazy.
I mean, that shouldn't be possible. So it bleeps out. Hold on a second. I'm going to bring it back. Right here, it's going to bleep out again. And by the way, that black object coming down out of the sky in Nevada, over Nevada, right below that object was always a blue light that looked just like this. It was like a reflection in the clouds, but that black object actually had that blue glow to it below it. Can't explain it, but I'll show you later. So
you know what? That reminds me. Remember when I was telling you I was watching that crime show that night, and it's like I'm watching, and then all of a sudden this black streak shows up, and then they go to the next
yeah,
clip, and it's like it's not there, and then the next thing you know, that black streak is back, and then they go to the next clip, and it's like it's gone. Like how?
that's what this thing was doing, and also that black streak, like I said. And by the way, it kept like obviously throwing me out of focus, and that's what they do. And anyone that's watched that's one of my jobs there that I was doing. But anyone that's watched any of mine,
I was sitting there like I would pause the program and take a picture, and then I'd start it again, and it's like it's gone. And then I would unpause it and show it more and take another picture, and then it's there and then it's gone. And I'm like,
yeah. I mean, it's like they know. And I'm beyond saying it's like they know. I'm going to just flat out say it. They know. There is a technology that they detect people watching, people observe. I think it comes to consciousness and observation. So, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of because I've watched with my eyes and watched them disappear. It's like they know they're being observed, whether it be through a camera or eyeballs or friend balls or any balls.
I just don't get how some people can recognize when those situations happen and others just keep watching the program like,
yeah.
You know?
I mean, it is. And by the way, guys, like I said, just look on your floor, look around. Tell me you don't see weird stuff on your floor and matter that looks like, anything like this. That's another job. You don't want to look. I mean, I'm sure you see stuff like that. It's just not at night when you're spying on them. Thank goodness I didn't have that license plate in there. Hold on, I'm going to remove that because, I got some other information on there that shouldn't be there. But pay attention to your surroundings. I don't care if it's itty bitty or great big. Pay attention. Always look. There are things in this world that I guarantee you, Brakalala, how do you say that? Hello, they are here. Genesis, land of confusion. Yes. And it is Brocklola, right? I hope I said that right. Brocklola. Thank you for that contribution there in the comment. It is land of confusion. So, okay, sorry guys, but just pay attention constantly to your surroundings. Either things are changing or maybe they've always been that way, but there is something going on. And that actually even goes down to the people around you that have changed.
Guys, if you see something, say something. Like, again, I was at a thrift store one day. There's like necklaces hanging on a little rack. I'm at the thrift store. We're waiting in the line to check out. And I see this fiber on the necklaces and it starts moving. I see it. Nobody else don't see it, right? So I pull out my cell phone and I start recording this fiber moving on this necklace. And then when I start doing that, everybody then starts looking. It's like, what is that? I'm like, oh, I don't know, but it's really weird. I never said nothing about Morgellons. But again, if you see something, say something. My gosh, at least it gets people to start asking questions. It's like, what was that?
Not the slogan that society dubbed as see something, say something. Well, I mean that's you maybe, if
But
they
you know
actually
what?
meant it for our good. But
Yeah.
for real
But you
though,
know what?
don't
Every
things.
weapon formed against us, it's like
And no
shall
weapon
not
formed against
prosper.
us will prosper, though. We do know
Right.
that.
So, but we can use those weapons to our advantage because if that's what they're going to do, you're going to
This is
mess with
what I'm
them.
doing on Booby Tube right
Yeah.
now. You
Well,
know, it's
that's what I'm
created
saying.
for
If
what?
I notice that and you're going to mess with my mind, guess what? I'm going to open some other minds.
Well, I
Let me
fire
pull out my
back,
cell phone and
sunshine. You
start
better duck
recording
and
it.
cover at this point because this girl ain't playing anymore.
Nope.
Speaking of that, if you guys have been through my channel lately, notice that only on the touchy little subjects. I mean, I won't even say anything about those con artists' little, therefore, what trails above. Don't even have to say anything, but you're going to always see that little burb, like right below at the video when you first go to watch. It's going to say contrail, colon. Here is the definition of a con artist trail. Those of us that do not want you to know that we are literally lying in your face and shoving bullcrap up your butthole. And I mean, it doesn't say that, but it may as well have. But I mean, it's on every single one. And I don't even say, like, I don't, trust me, there's been times that there's just a picture of this guy. And I'm talking about ancient biblical trees or whatever. But then you got this little bit contrail because I saw the sky. And I'm pretty sure this girl's going to say it. I want you guys to ask yourselves this question. Why would they do that? Because there's been days I've talked about the Berenstain Bears, and I don't have anything down there saying Berenstain Bears, written by blah, blah, blah. And there's been days I've talked about a ghost or whatever you want to call it, but I might say there's nothing down there that says unexplainable enigma. There's nothing down there, but the second anyone mentions anything about cloudage above, mark my words on this, anything. Oh, a new world order. That was the other one I got. The new world order. It's a conspiracy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, every president has talked about it, going all the way back to Ford. But now that's a conspiracy. So all of my Illuminati card games, there's a little blurb down there. New world order, colon. Conspiracy, not real, blah, blah, blah. And contrail. But you go to anyone else's channels that's just normal, like, look, there's your mama and I'm doing a joke or just anything. There's nothing down there defining that. But
Well,
so what does that tell you? If they're going the extra mile to do that, the
yeah.
extra mile to put that little blurb through AI on a channel and make sure you are aware and see that just in case my content might have persuaded you to believe the truth. They want you to know, oh, this though, it's a definition. It was written, and because it's been written and decided upon and among us, you can't believe her because we're right. So we're gonna put that little there, and her content's not true. But they
and
don't do
not
it.
only that, if you go on Wikipedia, look up the definition of chem, CHEM, and the definition of CON. Guess what? Who's being conned? Okay?
Exactly right.
So,
Which
you
is
know
why
what?
I call it con artist trail. But I mean, it
Right
doesn't even
there.
matter. Like, I don't even like rarely do I post content of the. I'm so over the lines in the sky because I already know what they are. So it's
Right.
like that's like worlds behind me. Now I'm like, why the f is that sky formation have a triangle or a clear cut formation? It's just like there's literally right angles and this and that and the other. And they're like, oh, she must be talking about contrails again. Here's the definition of water evaporation. By the way, evaporation means it evaporates. And by the way, it also says under that definition of your contrails algorithm and you stupid asses that made this booby tube, it also says that will evaporate within 10 minutes. So why is it that I can walk out and see those little beautiful lines in the sky like playing tic-tac-toe? Because they already is. Why is it? Are they still there 45 minutes later?
Think about this. What is a con artist? A con artist is someone that deceives you. So con again.
Everyone knows that. That's why I say call it a con artist. Well,
contrary means against. So you know what?
Contrary, con artist, convinced. I don't know.
Trails is you're being conned. Okay. So that word
like I
is
said,
like,
if the blurb below isn't evidential enough, that they don't do it to anyone else about any other topic. I mean, well, co to the vid, to the I did. They did. I got blurbs there, and I got them about that there. But I talk about UFOs all the freaking time. I talk about aliens all the time. I'm not saying I believe in them because I think they're the fallen ones. But you know what? You'll never see under me talking about aliens or UFOs under my channel in the like right before you can click on it, telling you beware. You won't see anything saying UFOs, unidentified. You won't see that, and you won't see alien. They want you to believe that. I mean, just keep in mind, this is reverse psychology. You don't see the blurbs when anyone talks about it. You can see third phase of the moon over and over and over again. They can show aliens here, aliens there, UFOs there, all over God's green earth. And that should be something our government think, oh no, they're going to create fear among the nations. Oh no, maybe we should put the blurb there. It's just a conspiracy. But do they? They don't. You can put Bigfoot, and that guy got ate by him. The big red-headed giant, that guy got ate by him. You don't see any blurbs there. But by gosh, I say something about the clouds. And how strange is it that that straight line hasn't evaporated in the last 10 minutes? In fact, it's been 4 hours, and it's still there. It's still there. Oh, we better put that blurb there. We don't want them to look or know. And guess what? They do. And I honestly, I have to laugh out loud. And I did the Illuminati card, New World Order. And all I said was New World Order. Nothing more. Oh, New World Order is a conspiracy. I'm like, I can click after click after click and show you every video clip of every single president, especially around the co to the vid time, where they're talking about what? We're going to have a new world order, bum. Okay. Like it was there constantly. You all know it. Why are they putting that blurb behind my content when I'm not even making a big deal about the new world to the order, or the con to the trails? Why are they putting that blurb down there? You guys do the math. Do the math. Yeah. They're doing it because they're lying.
Lisa and I did a podcast one night where we were talking about all these bizarre symptoms, and we were showing pictures and stuff. And I went back later to look at the YouTube video, and underneath of it was like these pictures of circus freaks. Remember when I shared that with you? I was like, look what they posted under your podcast. I'm like, remember that?
Yep. Like, I totally do. That's been a long time. But I mean, there you go. There you go. Sorry, guys. We have Denise Nichols with us also tonight, guys. Just wanted to throw that in because I saw that she's here, and I want to make sure everyone gets a shout out. If I forget you, I promise it's not that I have forgotten you. It's just that I didn't see it to mention it at the moment. But isn't it crazy, though, guys? I mean, to me, it's so transparent now what is going on. The lies that they are telling. Like, anytime you have technical difficulties going on to do a live stream about something that you know is truth and you just can't get on to save your life, or you just keep trying because you don't give up because you got God, or the fact that when you get on and you put a video up and you know it's gospel, you get a blurb down there talking about contrails, okay? Or you get third phase of the moon, or anybody else talking about all sorts of every other conspiratorial aspect, and they're fine because they want you to believe it's UFOs. They want you to believe it's aliens. But what they don't want you to know is that it's spiritual. They are the fallen ones. They're evil, they're demonic, and they're after your soul. So it would be okay for you to believe in UFOs. It would be absolutely fine to understand or think that there's Bigfoot, aliens, and everything else going to eat your butt, okay? It'd be fine. And there's no blurb down there saying anything different, even though it might be creating fear among the nations. But Lisa, on her little old bitty Waking God's Child YouTube channel, says what? Something about, why is that not evaporating up there? You get the blurb. and that takes time to put that blurb there, by golly. Okay, think about it. But I mean, I'm not saying anyone's going to be eaten by a monster or an alien, or a UFO is going to abduct them and do some sodomy or something like that too. I'm not saying that. That can stay on there. That's good. That's no problem, Bob. So do the math. New World Order. That's a conspiratorial, aspect. Is it? Because I'm pretty sure Biden's bum said the same damn thing as did Kennedy, and I can go right on down the chain.
I need
So
to go to the restroom. I'll be back.
what's that?
I need to go to the restroom. I'll be back.
I do too, but mine would be to vomit on all the irritating aspects of what this world has come to, and the algorithm, and the whole cover up of the truth. And again, it should be obvious by now what they're covering up. They have taken God out of your schools. You cannot do one nation under God anymore. They have made sure that you cannot know there's an airplane flying with a trail behind it that has not evaporated in well over 2 hours. They do not want you to know that. And they will put that up as a conspiratorial aspect immediately. They do not want you to know that the fallen ones did get kicked out and that they have fallen to earth. They are down here and they have been here. They don't want you to know that. But if you put up a video saying, look, it's an alien. He abducted me, apparently made it with me. I got some alien babies somewhere up there. And I experienced it. Well, by the way, they can mess with your head because the fallen ones, again, the fallen ones, well, they're some of your greatest magicians because Satan was your greatest magician. So all that can stay. No blurbs, no way, right? So, I mean, it's not too hard to figure out what your truth is. It's not too hard to figure out that half of my videos have come down, that I've already lost one channel with thousands of subscribers, taken down, gone in an instant. It's not too hard to figure out, like, that came down for what? I was talking about God. I was talking about being good people. I was talking about how, righteousness works and fits in. Why is it gone? That guy's talking about Bigfoot, and that guy's talking about molestation. That guy's talking about RAP to the E, and they're up. They're fine. Why is the good content, the truthful content, being censorship, in a big way? Because it is, so when I have to code things, this is why I worked hard to get the truth out, and they work harder to make sure the truth is safe and away from you all's eyes and ears. And it can't get any more obvious than it's right in your face. Go click on any other YouTube channel, all their content, and tell me, do you see any little, blurbs before you can even watch the channel? Or before you do, you got to see that first, saying, well, here's the definition. You don't. Only on mine and a few others that are like mine, and there's a handful of us. But there's a reason the doorway is very narrow, guys. Very, very narrow, and few will enter. And most just refuse to freaking go. So that part right there is a no-brainer. And with that said, I'm trying to put everyone's comments up here tonight, just so everyone can see, because I've been in Oregon the last time and it was terrible. I was not able to put comments up or anything, but I am home now, wherever home may be. This world is not my home. I'm just passing through. My treasures are made up somewhere beyond the blue. The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. And I mean that. Well, that was a hymn that I sung at church when I used to go for years. And I believe in a lot of those hymns still. I just don't believe in shutting the doors and closing the curtains and saying, I'm this and you're that and we're right and you're wrong. It's not how it works, folks. Pray everyone's discernment does truly kick in. And don't listen to me. Don't even take my word for it. I pray that you don't. What I pray you do is just open your heart and listen to God, because his guidance is there. And it doesn't take me or anyone else to actually get you there. It just takes your time and your moment of being still. That's really what it's about. And sometimes it takes being brought to your knees and losing everything in order to see that you have everything without having anything, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I tell everybody, how, they tell you, well, God taps you on your shoulder, God pokes you. No, he had to slap me upside my head before I got it.
Girl, right there with you. There was no tap. It was like trip you and then beat you up, make you beg for mercy. But that was Satan
Hello,
the whole
I'm
time.
here.
Yeah. I mean, and you guys got to remember, I mean, Satan works harder on those that he can't have. The blurbs on your YouTube channel come more just for that reason. Just think about it. Anytime you've ever tried to do right versus wrong or go against the grain in any form, and I'm not talking in an illegal way, I'm just talking about not conforming and going with what the world has decided through television programming and through all these educational systems. And they don't call it a system for no reason, and they don't call it television programming for no
Yeah.
reason. System and
No,
programming. Hello.
and let me add to that generational curses, okay? Because even that right there, it's like when you're conditioned to accept the
Which is the
abuses that are
same,
going
yeah.
on because everybody in the family is okay with it or they don't see it. So it's like, and
That's
you
still a
see it.
systematic way of
Yeah,
living, yeah.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
it's
horrible.
programming and systematic, no matter which way you look at it, because, well, the people that had the family generation that just think they have been
Generational
programmed.
curses.
They didn't have God in their life. They weren't, well, they had it at the grasp of their hands. They chose not to. And then, of course, that's passed down. It's just like our educational systems are passed down from my own upbringing to my children's own upbringing to their children's and my grandmother's and so on and so it's like one line down the other, lie to the lie to the lie to the lie. And somebody, by gosh, like Candy and myself and you all, decided that we're not accepting what was accepted or taught or systematically instilled into our lives. We are not accepting the programming that they've told us that this is this and that is that. We refuse to conform.
Yeah.
Therefore, whether it be generational, whether it be programming, whether it be educational, or just being part of society, all of us here walked away and said, "Not today, Satan.
Yeah.
Not
And,
now and
and
not ever," because
not only that, when
there's a lot of
you know in your heart and your mind it's not right, you have to
discernment.
break those chains. You have to break those
That's
chains that
right, right?
bind you.
Chains that bind you. That's dang
Yeah.
straight. And Candy is probably one of the biggest inspirations. I mean, we all have rocky, hard lives. I get it, you know, and we all might think ours is the worst or this, that, or the other. But I'm not gonna lie. Like Candy has, she's heroic to me. And she's not going to agree with this. And I don't care if you do or don't, Candy. I'm telling you like it is. This woman has courage like I have never seen. She has seen the pits of hell, and we have all seen a portion of it, but she has seen it since childhood. And I know there's plenty of you out there that probably can relate. But what I'm telling you is we should be counting our blessings because there are people like this woman that comes up like a flipping mother lion out of the depths saying, "I don't think so." And she has fought and clawed her way to be here and deserves it more than anyone I know. She is a woman of God. And those that say, I'm a Christian, I go to church, I go on Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday night, Wednesday night, blah, blah. I don't want to hear it until you've actually earned the badge and fought your way through life and actually lived the life like this woman has. I don't really want to hear it because you can't dub yourself a Christian. And Candy certainly hasn't dubbed herself anything. But in my book, this is what a real courageous Christianly woman looks like. So
Oh,
I want you to know that, Candy, and I'm not going to take no for an answer. So, but it's true, and we
let
all
me share
have it in
something.
us.
Let me share something with you guys. I don't know if I've ever shared this before. Hold on, let me get the lamp on. Oh, I got to turn the switch on, but oh my gosh, I did this lampshade, but it's about child abuse, and I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but look, it's
I, I
says
I love that. I'm glad you're
how
sharing
things
that.
happen, and let's see, it's get respect, clawing its way to the top, survival strategies. It's not too late to rise above the crowd. That's my poem I wrote. And then home again, boarding on extremes, sex,
Oh,
lies, and in harm's way.
see what I
Um,
mean? That's what I call a real woman of God right there. She literally overcame all odds were against her. They were. I know that many of us have felt like all odds are against, and they are. But if that right there isn't a prime example, I don't know what is. And if you being here right now, all of you, don't realize what a prime example of success and the strive and will to survive is, go look in them, because all of you that are here, and notice the numbers aren't near as big as they used to be, especially because I'm not talking about actual UFOs as much, which I know really was. I was just saying these things are coming from the heavens. Satan is the ruler and the leader and the principalities of evil in the air above, and fallen ones are here. End of story. And there's probably a blurb for that. I'm sure there is. But there's
I
no
mean,
blurbs for alien probing or,
I'm just
UFO
saying,
action.
it doesn't matter what your past has done to you, what anybody's done to you, what
Yep.
traumas you suffered. It doesn't matter. You have to fight for yourself because nobody else is going to. You have to.
Amen,
You just
sister.
have to.
I that was with me, and it's a little different. Like I love George, and I love how he loves you, and how that support is there. But how you made him see and aware, no matter what, whether he believes you or not, you were not stopping. And with like my own story and many of ours, like there literally was there wasn't a husband there. There's not. And even if there was, I think that might be a little harder to even try to just convince someone that you're married. But what I know is that I was brought to my knees. Nobody was around to reach out a hand. Nobody was around to reach out their hand to you. And I probably have to say that the best part of that was that there wasn't anyone to reach out their hand, because then I probably would have been taking the lazy way up instead of the earned way up, and the way up that I actually needed to go, the stairs that I needed to climb through my own inner strength and my own energy to realize I'm a survivor. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to keep on keeping on as long as the Lord allows me to be here and continue to do so. And so every story is different, whether there's someone in your life or not in your life, or whether you're doing it alone or you're doing it alone and you're married, or whatever. But what I'm saying is everyone has these strengths. And Candy, in my own opinion, told her husband, look, I'm not asking you if you believe. I'm telling you, you're going to believe. So that was the faith and the belief that she had in herself. And she
But
got
and
that strength from
I
the
don't know
Lord
if you
God
remember me.
Almighty.
Well, I don't know if you remember me telling you or not, but I told him I was like when I told him I was going
You're
public,
gonna
and I told my
listen.
family.
Yeah, that just two podcasts ago.
Well, I
Yeah.
told him I was like,
I
you know
told my
what?
dad
Yeah,
that. I told my mom that. I told my sister that. I
I'm like,
told everybody. I love
yeah,
my girls especially, but they
I'm
wouldn't
going
listen. They
public,
refused.
and if you're not okay with that, I'm gonna love you anyway. But I will move out. I will
I
find
didn't
my
even
own
ask
place.
mine. I just did it. But
I was
they didn't
willing to
care
lose
anyway.
everything. You know, the person that loves me, that's loved me unconditionally through it all. I'm like,
Yep.
if you're not okay with me going public and speaking out about this, I
And I
get
think
that. I
deep down
love
you already
you,
knew that he was going to love you, because
but it didn't
it just
matter. I
makes
was
sense.
to the
He was
point.
God's given gift to you as well. George is a gift
Well, but
for
again, I was
sure.
to the point where it just didn't matter. It was like I told him, I was like, you know what? Your love for others has to be greater than your love for yourself. So
Amen.
it's
Amen.
like I love you. I love my children, and
Yes,
I just cannot sit back and do nothing. I have to do this.
yeah.
And if you can't understand that and you need to walk away, I'll love you anyway. But
Yep. Well, I mean, I guess that's us. That's alone. I have four beautiful daughters, and they all love me. And I guess I didn't even have to ask their permission, because they abandoned me even before that. But here was the deal: I could have said nothing just to get their love back. My mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, all of them that let them take me away and did nothing about that. She crazy, take her. They didn't call to check. They didn't say, "Hey, is my sister okay? I'm really worried about her." They didn't go knocking on the door saying, "She doesn't deserve to be in here. She's absolutely sane. She's raised 4 beautiful daughters, and they're good, productive citizens. They all went to college." Were they down there knocking on the door saying that at the cuckoo house because I happen to have Morgellons disease and I happen to see something in the sky like hundreds and thousands of others, but yet I was taken away? Did my family come down, knock on the door, and say, "My sister, we're going to take her home now. This isn't okay"? Did they do that? Mm-mm. None of them. In fact,
Well,
my daughters,
and
my
again,
sister, and who knows who else called and
like,
said, "Take her."
well,
But
and again, like when I was
I'll finish
offered
that in a
to put,
second then.
when I
Sorry.
was offered to put my face on that billboard, and he and my girls both were like, "Mom, you can't do this." I was like, "Oh, yes, I can." Yes, I can.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
what
to
I was
do it.
getting at. Like, after that,
Yeah.
I
And I'm
could have
like,
conformed just to get their love back, especially after not calling, not caring. But at that
yeah,
point, I was like, what do I have to lose? Nobody loves me. Nobody cares about me. But I care. I care about me. I know I'm good. I know I love the Lord. I know He loves me. I care. Whether they are going to be gone forever or come back, my heart was aching and just tore. And to this day, I could just bawl and cry because of some of them,
uh,
especially my dad, some of the mean things, right?
and I can
I
only
knew, and
hope.
there was nothing I needed to have their approval on because I knew
Yeah,
and God knew.
yeah, and I can only hope after I'm dead and gone that one day they'll realize that their mother was the only person that ever put their face on a freaking billboard about Morgellas. You know what I mean?
I'm so proud of you, and obviously your daughter's come around and says you're her hero, and I
My
love
oldest,
that. I can only pray that, one day my daughters will or they won't. One day my family will talk to me again and include me like I'm a real human and I might get to go on vacations with them or I might not. Or just like, "Hey Lise, how you feeling today? Are you feeling well?" When I'm actually like belly crawling to the toilet or aching or hurting or ulcers breaking out and I gotta cover up with makeup to hide it just so I can appease them so they don't have to say, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" And then I say the wrong thing by telling the truth. I mean, I'm over it. I'm over
yeah,
it.
walking on,
But if you
you're
really
walking
ever
on
loved me,
eggshells.
you should be over it too and use
Yeah, but
discernment, right?
you have to walk on eggshells around the people that are supposed to love you. I'm sorry, that is
I'm
not
still doing
okay
it to
with
this
me.
day.
It's
I spent the whole Christmas with my girls and I have to walk on eggshells, except for I sent
oh,
one of my daughters the thing on the ancient trees. Keeping in mind that somehow they lost God in their life, even though I put God in their life the whole time. I may not have done it how I should have, but I always proclaimed him and professed him. And I got nothing back in response. I would love to have sent all of my daughters, you know, the truth, but I have. And they don't listen and they don't care. And the way I see it, and Lord forbid that this has to happen, but sometimes people need to be brought to their knees, lose everything and anything near and dear that they ever loved to be able to stand up and fly again. And I only say this because I've been there myself. And I'm not abandoned. You guys might have abandoned me, family, but my Lord stayed with me
you
the
know
whole time.
what?
That's why I'm here
But
still preaching about it.
it's,
And I started a YouTube channel and still talking about it today. You're
yeah,
welcome.
but it's like once you feel that freedom that nobody can take away from you ever, it's like the most amazing thing to me to be able to like just
Ah,
be free to not live in any
freedom, like
fear of
real
anything.
freedom. And
Oh my gosh, I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care
I'm
what
not a
my family thinks.
captive of
I
today's
love
society. I am not a prisoner of this war. Yeah.
no. It is the
Yep.
most
That's true.
amazing
I'm not a
feeling.
captive of today's society. I'm not a prisoner of this war. I'm me. I'm loud and hear me roar. So
Yeah, and I mean,
that's how
I
I
get
feel
my
anyway. That's
blessings.
mine.
My blessings just fall in my lap, and I'm so thankful to God that I answered the calling, that I begged him. I was like, "Please help me, help me, help me." He's like, "Gotta lose your fear. Lose your fear." And I lost my fear, and then it's like, oh, well, watch out, world, now, because guess what? I'm wide open. I don't give a damn.
Candy found
Okay.
the Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ the Lord that strengthens me. She had it in her the whole time. And she woke her daughter up. She woke her husband up. She woke her doctors up. I mean, I can do all things. There's your woman, right? She learned that. She did it. I'm not giving up, even though I say there's no one here. There isn't right now. But I'm telling you what, if there isn't, I'm going to be the girl that's going to make it that there is. And Candy gave me that incentive. Like I said, Texas is its own country. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here because they're not all the kindest people, I promise. I wish you guys were here in a small town anyway. But if not, maybe it's a good time to start. I mean, I'd love to be your friend. If you're in Texas and you don't have a friend, call me. Call me if you need a friend. We all need somebody to lean on, right?
There's always Thelma and Louise. We can always do that.
I have thought all my life that all my life, ever since I saw that movie, that was the coolest thing ever. Except for they ended it. But Candy, I'd drive off any cliff with you any day of the week, as long as there was like a little trampoline at the bottom, because I know we bounce back like pretty quick. So that's what I'm saying right there.
I always like
all
to
of
think
you guys
that
on here, Sam,
they landed on all
Sky,
fours and they got away.
and all of you. I'm sorry.
I said I always like to
Sorry.
think that they landed on all four tires and they actually got away. That's always what I remember.
There you go. I kind of thought, I was hoping that too, but and they probably did, because that's kind of a you right at the end of the story situation, which I guess is where I was going with all the people on here tonight watching. And if I didn't call it Denise, whoever else I'm forgetting, I'm sorry, I can't. Brain fog, Morgellons eating slowly away at my brain. But it's never taken my soul. But all of you all on here, I know you're here with love and with concern and with compassion and with hope and looking for words that show you and tell you that there is hope and there is a better day ahead. And some of you are here already knowing that and sharing your love and thoughts with others. I just want you, each of you, to know I am so thankful for you. I am so grateful for you. And I am so honored to get to have the opportunity to see you, to know you, to have you interact, to know that you love us enough to be here with us. And I'm just blessed. I don't say poor me anymore. I don't say, okay, I don't have any friends, but I do. I have the only friends God intended me to have and that I ever needed. And they're here right now. That's you guys. The ones that mattered, the ones that needed, the ones that didn't vacate, the ones that still are learning and maybe didn't even believe at first, but you're still here sticking to it because there's something about it that you're just like, I'm feeling and sensing a little bit of truth in this, if not a whole lot. Thank you. You guys are the ones that I was blessed with. So, and Hottie's here. I just saw that. And Argo and Hottie and all of you guys, just my cup runneth over. And Candy, you have been the biggest blessing in my life. I am so grateful and thankful for you.
Aww.
Just extremely blessed in so many ways, so many levels. And I am so unworthy. I'm so unworthy. I'm such a flawed human. You guys, I'm flawed. But I recognize the possibilities.
I remember the first time I saw one of your videos, I was like, man, I gotta meet that girl. I gotta be her friend. Like, okay, I'm going to Texas.
I mean, I just love you for even believing in me and wanting to be my friend, because I couldn't have thought of a better person in the world to call one of my besties. You're an amazing gift, and I thank you. And Denise says, Candy Nelson, thank you for visiting me in 2016. You are the only one I can call when I'm in tears. I love you so much. And that is so sweet. She is an amazing listener and a friend. And you all know that
we cried a lot together.
And anyone that doesn't know me knows they're here for me. My phone rings and I answer every chance I get. And I promise you, even if we
Oh,
can't answer, even if we're not always there, I mean, we're still here always, heart,
oh my
spirit, love. And
God.
if we just can't at that moment, it's just because we
Like
can't at that moment. We battle the
Denise tells
same demons. We do.
Denise tells the funniest story. She's like, she thought I was like this 300-pound biker woman that was like gonna come there and kick her ass. I'm
Oh,
like, oh
okay,
my,
that's right. I remember the story. Yeah,
I'm like, oh my
that's
God, that cracked me
crazy.
up.
Yeah, she's a little bitty girl. When she came here to Texas, I got out of my car. It was pouring rain. They were in a gas station awning. She's just this little bitty, like, beautiful redhead. I'm just like, and I thought I was like, I'm built like a 12-year-old boy. I'm tall, but I'm built like a 12-year-old boy. I'm like, what? I thought she was 6 foot tall and bulletproof. Come to find out, she's just a little smidgen of a thing and bulletproof still. So I love it.
Oh my
Love,
God.
love, love it. I don't know. You guys all have, I'm sure, heartwarming, beautiful stories, and I would love to hear them. Any of you that want to come on podcast and share your testimony, share your thoughts, share your wisdom, or share your anything, just hit me up, wakinggodschild at gmail.com, exactly as you would spell that, wakinggodschild at gmail.com. I would love to have you on. Candy and I would love to hear your testimony. We would love to interact and be able to share your testimony with the world. So please feel free to hit me up because I will answer the email. Maybe not right away, but I promise you I will. You guys are important. Everything about all of us that are awake and that are seeing through true discernment, it's important. And the whole world should be partaking and listening and being able to be a part of that. So yeah. And Ario, I'm just waiting for you to come on. And Gator, Sky X. If you're still listening, and I hope you are, listen, dude. You and me, us little land of enchantment people, we need to get together. I would love, 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 love to do a podcast with you and maybe a little collaboration of videos and exchange and maybe a commentary on some of the Sky videos that we have. So, dude, hit me up. Waking God's Child at gmail.com. I'm just saying, I'm putting that out there just like that, just like a hamburger, but no cheese. So, or maybe I like cheese on mine. Anyways, you guys understand picking up what I'm putting down, right? So, Candy, I love you. I am so glad to see you here. I'm so glad to see your skin so clear, and I
Oh,
am
it's
praying for
amazing.
George. I hope he feels better. I'm just, I hate that. That's hard to go through. I promise you, you got a good little wife that just knows how to boss the doctors around just right. Just like, look, dude, this is how it is. So I have faith in that for sure. And God above will get us through it no matter what. So,
All right.
anything else you'd like to add or
No, I
something?
love
Nothing.
everybody. It's been an amazing week for me. I've had so many orders and I've only got one completed, but it was already paid for. So I'm like, okay, well, at least I got that one done. Anyway, so
Right.
yeah,
Yep.
it's just
I'm.
I don't even know how to describe. I mean, look at what I
I
found.
don't
I'm
know.
like,
I just know that
this.
we all got a lot of keep on keeping on in us, right?
Can y'all see
Oh,
this?
that's okay.
See
I
that
see that.
price? $3.99. It's like 12
Awesome.
ounces of solid oregano powder, like soap. This is gonna be soap, okay? And capsules,
That's pretty cool.
adjustable capsules. So
Wonder if
I'm
I could
like,
swallow
wow,
those.
what
I'm
an
just kidding.
amazing.
I would. I'd
Yeah,
try
I mean,
anything just to get well.
well, I told you when I was taking that oregano essential oil, I just took a couple of drops and mixed it in water and drank it. About burnt my insides out from the stomach up, but oh my God, I had black goo coming out of downstairs, and I'm like, I never had that before, and I'm like,
Yeah.
holy mackerel, man! So that oregano is some powerful stuff, and I never had black goo come out of my body like that before until I did that time, and I'm like, Holy moly, man!
And
I'm
I
like,
I had to let goo go into my body, which is how I feel like I got, I guess, infected or affected or afflicted or awake, whatever you want to call it. It's funny how that works, though. All so different, isn't it?
yeah,
So
but I'm
different.
like,
Everyone's
man, I
story is
cannot
different
believe
and unique.
this is that little scratch and dent store I was telling you about. $3.99 for that. That's a lot of capsules right there.
A
Okay.
lot. Yeah, that's really cool. That is like she's the girl that can find that kind of stuff. Let me tell you guys. I absolutely cannot. I'm mind blown with her luck. I wish I had time to go. I swear. I mean, right now I got to go straight to work after this, and it's been a little rough lately. So I'm Ubering tonight because work's been super slow, and got a daughter in college, and got tuition. Well, not tuition, but because she got a scholarship, I got help her with rent and bills and my own bills and rent. And I am not above Ubering. I am not above waiting tables. I am not above polishing shoes, and I will never be above anything. Just here to try to make it in life, get through, and not be a slave to the man, but just be like a follower of the man. So that would be God. He is all that I am and everything I want to be like. So anyways, yeah. So I'll be working all night. I've slept very little since my trip. I was supposed to be working on my trip. Every single job I had there lined out fell through. So yeah, that's why I'm going to be the taxi cab driver tonight and any other night, whatever it takes, right? So if I'm not going to be a hooker, I thought about that, but you know what? Nobody wants an old body, and I just couldn't do it. I don't care who you are. That was kind of funny though. Plus, 12-year-old
I
boy
need to
body.
set up a, I need to set up a GoFundMe to get to Texas. It's like it's killing me. I'm like, I just want to hug you.
You need to come on, man. We could go be
Oh.
Ubers together. No, I'm just kidding. I really can't wait to see you again, though. Telling you. I'm telling you. We like Bonnie and Clyde, but Thelma and Louise, it truly is for real. So, Gator, I'm not kidding. Hit me up. I need to talk to you because good things are happening, and I'm pretty sure we can bring some pretty cool stuff to the table. So, anyways, y'all, and Argo, just want you to know I love you. It's amazing, an amazing human there. All of you guys are. I mean, Sharon, you already like. I try to acknowledge in every way, but you guys know who you are to me. You know how much I love you, and I just want to say thank you again. And Argo said it right earlier. Candy, you're an amazing warrior. You are absolutely. It takes a warrior to get through this, and you all are.
I can't see comments at
I
all, so
disappeared for a moment. They should be at the bottom. I'm clicking on them as we go. Oh, Des
yeah, but
caught it. Is here. Yeah,
yeah,
black
but
goo.
you don't
So
have the same feed I do. I'm like, I don't see comments.
is it not showing? I don't know how. Like I said, Restream,
Periodically,
the
like
platform we used to use,
one
was much
random
better
comment
at
will pop
that.
up. One random comment will pop up
That's
periodically, but
all.
I
It's
don't
only
see them like in a row.
I have to click on them. I have to personally click on each comment in order for it. Yeah, it's strange. I mean, Restream just showed the whole side of comment. Wonder if I do this. Let's see what that does. Does nothing. Yeah, it doesn't give me that option to. Yeah, it just has like the one side with comments. But Restream would have the whole left or right side of the screen with comments. This is very strange. Again, I'm using StreamYard. Restream just kind of stopped working, and apparently there's a lot of people having problems with it. So, fortunately, it is what it is. But um, Candy, you could do what I do. I keep my TV on mute and I look at it. That's the only way I can read the comments because I sure as heck can't see it right here on my computer because it's itty bitty and I'm itty bitty blind. So that's the only way I can actually read them. But it does stink that they're not showing up on your side. I see what you're saying. Is it is literally right under my like
And
video photo area, but
I
not
can't
on
go
yours.
full screen. I can't go full screen either. So like right now, when you and I are talking, I just see the
Yeah,
little
this
tiny.
doesn't allow me to either. I've got the comments all in a line on the right side of my screen. And you guys saw that earlier when I did a screen share. So it
Yeah.
shows the comments to me, but in order to put them up on the platform towards, where it will show on the YouTube video, I have to like do this. So I click and then you'll see a different one. And then I click and you'll see a different one. So, and then I click again and there you go.
Hi. Podcast.
All
We
right,
gotta
guys.
end it.
Well, I love you. You guys,
Hold on one second.
good
Hold on one
evening,
second.
good weekend. I wish you well. I
Good
wish you
night,
warmth. I
everybody.
wish you blessings. And I wish you most of all unconditional love. So, bye, guys. See you later, Gators. Gator Sky, Argo. See you guys. Love you.